I feel like it's going to be a lifelong journey. I don't want to feel this way forever. And I don't even know if I believe that I'm ever gonna have this figured out. Good morning. I did not have such a great evening last night. The day was great. My last day at my return to work before I go back full time. I felt really good. My RA wasn't super flared. I had a kinesiology appointment and she gave me a whole routine to take to the gym with me going forward. So it was all really good until I got home, and I think a couple of things just like annoyed me in the moment and like sent me into an emotional spiral. And I pretty much spent like 3 hours in bed before actually going to sleep. What I was worrying about is, well, thinking about food and what I was going to make for dinner and just not wanting to do it and being so frustrated that I don't have food figured out yet. It's been like, how old am I? I don't know. How long have I been cooking for myself? And I still don't know how to figure it out. And I don't know what I'm doing for weight loss, and it frustrates me to no end. And not having a plan for food and not being able to stick to any healthy eating is really, really, really frustrating and hard and annoying and stupid, and I just don't want to do it. And it's dumb because I've been thinking about it for so long. It's just, I can't like execute on anything. I don't know. It's like I do too much of the thinking and the research and the planning. Well, not even the planning. I usually don't even get to that stage. It's like, oh, maybe I'll plan to do 2 recipes this week and then it falls off again and I'm just eating whatever and I have no plan for meals or anything. I need to get into some kind of system where I can actually execute and plan and like take action rather than just think about it and research about it and make all sorts of notes and stuff. Like, no, it has to be something that produces results in real life. Like that's where I'm struggling right now, is like bringing my wants and needs into real life, into my schedule, into my plan. I could give myself a little bit of grace because my schedule has kind of been all over the place with this return to work, and I'm just getting used to working full-time hours again, and so I have to, like, it's a new chapter in my life. It's not like how it was over the past couple of years where I didn't have to go to work. I had all day to like kind of plan what kind of food I was going to eat, and I had a lot more time. Yeah, it's just hard, and I was just struggling last night with it. And yeah, basically didn't eat any food last night. Woke up starving this morning, so had a big breakfast, but I don't know. I need some kind of plan to be successful. Like, I'm not one of those people that can really just intuitively eat, I don't think, because my intuition tells me to like eat all the bread and eat all the carbs and eat all the delicious fried foods, and that's how I got to where I am. I'm also really struggling with the thought of starting to eat meat again. As a long-time vegetarian, I'm like going through a spiritual conscience, like right or wrong, good or bad battle in my brain right now, whether eating meat is ethical or not. Oh my god, it's exhausting. And I don't think I'll have the answer, and I don't think I'll ever have the answer. Part of me just wants to give myself permission to eat meat again if that'll bring me food freedom and the freedom to just not have to think so hard about what I'm gonna eat and if I can eat because it's maybe not vegetarian or there's no vegetarian options or whatever. I don't know. This like whole ethical battle of good and bad, like, how can I decide? How can I decide whether eating meat, killing animals for their resources is good or bad? I mean, I participate in society, I participate in capitalism, like there's so many other things that, the systems we participate in that I can't change. I don't know. Like, when you start thinking about it, it's like, it's not just food, it's not just meat. It's like, okay, well, I still eat dairy. Like, I've heard dairy can be more cruel to animals than even just slaughtering them and eating them for their meat, you know? I don't know. I don't have answers. I am starting to eat meat again slowly, but I have chosen to support local homesteads in my area. I live in farm country, so it's pretty nice. There's quite a few farms around us, even like little homesteads, you know, family and their kids like raise chickens and cows and pigs and lambs. So there's a lot of that around here actually, and they process their own meat and everything. So it's pretty cool. I feel good about that, I think. You know, of course I don't know their standards or how they butcher their animals, but it seems like the animal lives a good life, and you know, hopefully they're not in too much pain when they get killed, but I don't know. And that's like the crazy thing is like no normal person thinks about this. Like no normal person that eats meat or has grown up kind of in North America like I have and thinks about the impact that where their food has come from and what kind of life the food they're eating lived. Like, it's literally exhausting. And I've thought about it off and on for the last year or so. I only just started eating meat again within the last few months. I started with fish actually, because also there's sockeye salmon in the area that I live, and indigenous people will fish the sockeye. So I've been trying to find sources for local fish as well. And that's felt good to me, to support like indigenous fishers and things like that. But you know, I'm not perfect. I will still buy fish from the supermarket or whatever. And then it's like, am I just doing this to make me feel better? Or do I actually care about the welfare of animals? Because if I cared about the welfare of animals, I probably wouldn't be eating dairy. I don't know. It's all too much. Food is so complicated, and it's so regulated by the government, and I just feel like it's so far out of my control with what choices I can make, and like what choices I can make with what I have available to me, plus the choices that I need to make to feel comfortable with my food and to make peace with my food. You know, like this whole debate on ethics and politics around food just adds another layer of complication in my relationship with food. So part of me really just wants to let it go and be like, I need to put me first because I am suffering. I am an animal that is suffering in this case. Like, you know, when I'm trying to figure all this out and it's negatively impacting my mental health, to be so involved with the politics and my food decisions, like, and it's stressing me out and it's causing me to lay in bed all depressed for like days on end and not eat. And because that's like the point that I've gotten to, is I am so frustrated with food that I just don't want to eat. I don't want to eat. Even though I love food. Of course, I love food. But I feel like I just have such a negative association with it, and it's causing me so much grief and harm, and just beginning to hate it and be so frustrated with it. I can feel myself tensing even just talking about this right now. This morning, I did not want to get myself worked up about this, but I just kind of wanted to voice some of my feelings. And I don't know if you can relate to this, if you're one of the normal people out there that doesn't think about these things. I think it's probably part of my spiritual journey and my lessons in this life is to make peace with food and with eating and with my body. And I feel like it's going to be a lifelong journey. I don't want to feel this way forever. And I don't even know if I believe that I'm ever going to have this figured out. Like, it's so hard. Like, I'm so thankful I don't have a family. Like, it's just me and my boyfriend. But I'm so thankful I don't have kids. I can't imagine trying to feed myself and figure out food for myself and feed children and try to make decisions that are best for their nutritional health and well-being. And oh my God, I don't know how Mothers, you're amazing. And I had such a good relationship to food growing up. Like, I ate whatever my parents made me. I never had to cook for myself, even as a teenager and stuff. My parents never made us cook or anything. And I ate just like regular stuff, like meat and potatoes and vegetables. Like, it was all pretty simple food. I think I used to usually have, like, mom always had snacks in the cupboard. Like, we could just take one whenever we wanted. I would never like binge eat or anything. I don't even remember thinking about food as a kid or as a teenager. I was super skinny as a kid and a teenager too. Like, I only started putting on all this weight when I left home. Well, really, probably when I got a car and I stopped walking everywhere. And obviously stopped being a teenager and stopped being a child. Of course, you're gonna gain weight after leaving high school and whatever, but yeah, I don't know. My mom did good. Mom and dad did good with raising us in our relationship with food. I don't know, because my mom never dieted. Like, she was kind of a little bit more heavier set, but like, she was healthy enough growing up. Like, and as kids we were healthy, of course, other than my RA, but like, we weren't overweight or anything. Guess I wanted to just give an update as to why last night's vlog ended so abruptly. Plus, give transparency, right? Like, you know, yesterday looked like I was so happy and amazed and proud of myself that I got through my return to work, and then the evening, it just like completely shifted. I know, I'm like pretty sure I'm a couple days away from my period, and I always notice mood swings right around this time, so also remembering that and having some compassion for myself. But I mean, even though like you might be more emotional on the couple days leading up to your cycle, but it doesn't negate like the feelings. Like, the feelings are real and the emotions are real and the things I'm struggling with are real. Gonna go meet my mom and go to Walmart, maybe go to a couple thrift stores or something. I don't know. We're gonna just have a girls' day on the town today, I think. So we'll see what we get up to. And hoping for a better day. But I love this day, no matter what it brings to me. You know, I'm grateful for the ups and the downs. We're trying to be, at least. Hard to be grateful in the moment, but I think it's all leading me to bigger and better things. That's the hope, anyway. On my way to pick up my mother. Not too sure what we're gonna do. I have to go to Walmart. I think we're gonna go for lunch. And we'll see where the day takes us. I was thinking maybe we could go to a thrift shop or something. It's just like so nice. And I didn't have any plans this weekend. My boyfriend is working, so I was just stuck at home in a weird mood. So messaged mom, and she was down for hanging out today. I love that mom lives so close. We can just do stuff together, and she's retired now, so it's pretty cool. She's got like free time whenever I have free time, she's down to do stuff. So, and I love hanging out with my mom. We always have good times. And I'm so excited. Me and my friend just bought tickets to go and see a local artist in November. Her name is Tenille Townes. I am so excited to go see her. We've actually seen her once before together in concert. She's like a country singer, and she's from Canada, so it's pretty cool. We saw her once before in Vancouver, actually, over the summer, so that was fun. It was like my first ever girls trip with a girlfriend. I mean, I've been on little vacations here and there with my mom, but never with a friend, so yeah, that was able to completely like 180, change her diet around, and she increased her activity level. So she started walking on a treadmill for half an hour every single day. Yeah, like I said, completely changed her eating habits, reduced her portion sizes, started eating like meat and vegetables and kind of low carb-ish. And plus she's gluten-free too. She has been for a while for her arthritis. She says it helps her, so that's interesting. I've never gone the gluten-free route with her or anything. I've never tried that, but she says it helps her, so I mean, it might be worth looking into if that's an option for you. And yeah, she was able to lose like a good, I think she lost over like 60 pounds or something crazy like that. Yeah, because she went from 260, now she's down to around 200, so yeah, that's like amazing for her. And yeah, like I said, my kinesiology gave me a little kind of workout plan to take with me to go to the gym with. So we'll see how that works out and if I can stick with it. She said you kind of, if you want to build strength, you have to go to the gym at least, or you have to do strength training at least 3 times a week. You know, 4 is more ideal. Just doing it once or twice a week, she says, kind of just more like shocks the system and doesn't really build like a sustained muscle growth, doesn't stimulate sustained muscle growth. So 3 times is okay, but 4 times is ideal. And so she said, like, depending on how much time I have and what days of the week I go, if I go after work, I might not have as much time, so I might just be able to hit like either an upper or a lower workout, body workout. And then if I go on a weekend day, like a Saturday, Sunday, or a day I have off, then I can stay a little bit longer and kind of do more of a total body or something. But if you go 4 times a week, then she says you can kind of alternate upper, lower, upper, lower. Yeah, so I'm excited. Enter my gym girly era. I'm smiling again. Just got finished with having an awesome afternoon with my mummy. We went for lunch together. I had fish and chips, which, like, oh my gosh, so good, but it's like, I don't know, so heavy. So took half of it home, which is good. I'll have a snack for later. And we hit up a thrift store. I got to go to Walmart. Now I'm headed home. I don't know, probably do some chores when I get home, but oh, this weather is just so nice. Wow. Before I got in my car, I just stood outside in the sun for a minute. It's just, I don't know, when the weather's like this, it's like, just feels like life is full of opportunities and kind of gives me life and energy and positivity to keep going, keep at that grind. Plus I was texting a friend today and she kind of gave me some simple but good advice, which is to just remember to take it one day at a time. I was just giving her a little update on what's been going on in my life, and I said, well, I'm back to work in my full-time line starting on Monday, and you know, I'm partly excited for that and partly nervous and scared, and who knows what the future's gonna hold, because I said I feel like I'm gonna have to work full-time for the rest of my life. It's like Monday is the start of full-time for the rest of my life, or for the rest of forever, I think is what I said. I don't know, something like that. Being dramatic, of course. Yeah, she just reminded me, well, you just gotta take it one day at a time, and it's true. It's kind of good advice to remember in any difficult situation. I mean, we can't really control the future. We can't control any of the outcomes. I mean, as much as we try, you never know what's gonna come up and what could happen. We can plan for stuff, but really, we don't know what's gonna happen. All we can do is take one day at a time, enjoy the time that we do have, enjoy the health that we do have, try to make the most of it. You know, work sometimes stresses me out, but I'm practicing being unbothered. That's something I'm practicing right now. And it's also like neutrality around work, like just trying to have a neutral outlook towards work, not let it bother me, not let it get me excited or worked up or whatever. Just, it is what it is. I can't control it. I can just accept it for what it is, do my best, do the best within my ability, and that's enough for me. But you know what I now that I'm thinking, another thought is, so you gotta watch who you give your best to, right? Not everything deserves your best. And I mean, my workplace probably does not deserve my best. And it's okay, I think, to give 80% or less, whatever. And that's kind of a nice thing to take into your everyday life, right? With your RA. You know, you kind of wake up that morning and maybe just take a moment to assess and be like, how am I feeling today? How many spoons do I have today? And what am I giving those away to? You know? And just remembering that not everything deserves your best. And that is fine. As long as I'm doing my job efficiently, effectively, I'm getting my work done, I'm bringing my best to the day, even if I don't bring my all. Because if I bring my all, if you're constantly trying to operate at 100%, you're gonna burn out quick, right? Like you gotta keep a little piece of your heart for yourself and your life. That's all I care about. That's all I can do.